Alright, so I just read the short story, The Snows of Kilimanjaro by Ernest Hemingway. Very famous short story. This wasn't a story that particularly resonated with me, to be honest. I I didn't love the story, and maybe that's just because I don't understand it, and maybe I need to reread it a couple times. But just after reading it once, it's not particularly resonating with me. But I'm still going to make this video and talk about it. So there's a man and a woman in this story, and they live in Africa on the safari. And they, well, the man is a writer, which is interesting because Hemingway is obviously a writer, so maybe he's writing about himself in some sense. But this writer in the story is very regretful, and he's sad because he didn't write as much as he wanted to during his life, and he's at a period in his life where he thinks he's going to die, and he ends up being correct. Death really is upon him, and he's living with this woman in Africa whom he doesn't really love, and he's been with many women throughout his life, and he's been chasing love and sex and just pleasure. And now he's at the end of his life, and he has all these regrets because he feels like he put aside what he really should have been doing, and that was writing and using his talent. So he's very bitter about this on his deathbed, and he's actually on a cot. So he's laying outside on a cot, and the woman's there, and they're talking, and he's very bitter about the way his life is ending. So they're quarreling, and they're arguing, and he's pretty nasty to the woman at first. And it seems like the woman's just trying to help him, just wants to be by his side, and is willing to do whatever he wants to do, but he's just miserable, and so he's calling their names. He's not showing any appreciation for her. So he's also having these flashbacks of different times in his life, and these are events that he wishes he would have written about. But in a way, him allowing, because he's having the flashbacks, it's kind of appeasing that piece of him that wishes he would have written about it. He's allowing his imagination to unfold and at least appreciate the memories that he's had in the past, even though he's not writing them physically. So he's on this cot, and the night begins to fall, and he feels death coming upon him, and he dies that night. And there's also they think, or there's a plane that's coming to rescue him because he has gangrene in his leg, but he knows that the plane's not going to arrive in time to save him, and he's correct. The plane does not arrive on time, so he dies. But he has this after death experience of him waking up in the morning and the plane coming in to the safari, and him getting on the plane, and they take the plane up to Kilimanjaro, which means house of God. And Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania in Africa, by the way. And so this post-death experience is supposed to convey him going to heaven after death. So it ends in a positive way, I suppose, but most of the story is just a regretful man on his deathbed, being frustrated with the woman he's with and having flashbacks of his life. So that's all I want to say for this story. Thank you for watching, and I'll plan on releasing another video next Friday.